Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why and how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to introduce a concept to you called the confidence margin. Now, let me kind of set up the paradigm, and then we're going to talk about it and why it matters in today's market. One of the things we have to do in today's market when we're selling is not only transfer the emotion. We used to always hear that, sales 101, that selling is all about a transference of emotion, right? And, make them feel as excited as you. And I think that's part of the answer. The second part is you got to transfer the confidence so they can make a buying decision. Let me explain. Imagine for a moment a revenue line, right? And then you got a cost line. Revenue line, cost line, right? The difference between the revenue line and the cost line, we call that the profit margin. And the goal in business is to increase the revenue line, decrease the cost line. In other words, bend the curve downward on the cost, bend the curve upward, so to speak, on the revenue. If you do that, if you're making more money, less cost, your profit margin expands. Now, let's replace revenue with certainty. Let's replace cost with anxiety. So again, you've got certainty and anxiety. Now, if you have a lot of certainty and low anxiety, the difference between that is called a confidence margin. Yes, I made that up, right? A confidence margin. And our goal is to increase certainty and reduce anxiety of buying, and that increases the confidence margin. So think about it from this perspective. If we have to increase certainty, what can we say to a customer or client to make them feel better about making that buying decision? What can we say? What can we show? What can we do to make them have more certainty in actually buying the product? But at the same time, we have to lower the anxiety. What can we say? What can we do? What can we show to lower their anxiety? So think about your product or service. What can you do to increase their certainty? You may say, well, Victor, one of the things we offer is a warranty. Well, that's beautiful. That does two things: increases certainty, but more importantly, it reduces anxiety. Now, what if I say you get 3 months to use the product or service, and if you don't like it, you can just return it? That definitely increases, again, certainty, but really pushes down the anxiety, which is what we want to do. Certainty is all about, if we just worry about the top line, it's all about making them feel like they've made the right decision. So what can you do to really increase certainty? One of the things I like to do is social proof. In other words, talk about clients who are using a product, maybe in the same vertical that they are, in the same industry. So here's what somebody in your industry was doing. Now they're using our product, and here are the results they're achieving. Again, that increases their certainty that the product or service will work for them. So again, think about it from this perspective moving forward, that our job in any presentation is to increase certainty, reduce anxiety, and the difference there is the confidence margin. And the bigger the confidence margin, the more likely they are to say yes. Let me know what you think. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard when you increase the confidence margin and you know how. Take care.